As far as like how I get my style, that part's not important because you don't want to copy me just like I didn't want to copy anybody else. You know what I mean? You want to be original. That's how you're going to stand out, right? But beyond that, the parts that some people don't get is that it's just as important, if not more important, to get your talent to do what needs to be done in order to convey a certain feeling, to tell that story through an image, you know, that I would say is almost more important than the quality of the shot itself, you know. So it's another piece of the puzzle that helps. That's just is super important. So for instance, instead of just telling somebody, cheese, smile, look at the camera, hold them up, pretend you're happy, right? Instead, you have to get people to laugh and scream and yell and be excited, because realistically, that's what we feel inside, right? But yet people get uncomfortable in front of the camera. So if you can get them comfortable by making them not think about the fact that I'm taking your picture right now, and instead you're looking at your fish, you're excited, you know what I mean? Let's scream. So what ends up happening in these photo shoots is there's other people in the boat, right? At the same time. And I'm cracking jokes, trying to loosen people up, and I'll get them to laugh. Then this person back over here laughs. Then this person over here laughs. Now everybody's laughing, and I'm just click, 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 and boom, you are capturing stuff that is completely, you know, natural. The aura that they are giving off is authentic, right? It's not fake. It's not staged. And you can tell. You look at the photo, cheese, you know, no, it's got to be genuine. And it's so funny when I have some friends that just won't smile, like they'll catch it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I razz them all the time. I'm like, dude, do you really like fishing? I'm like, that's what I live for. I'm like, well, shoot, I can't tell by looking at that picture. It looks like you want to kill yourself.
my buddy on the north end of the lake here. It's like, and he loves to fish. Every fish picture, he looks like miserable. He looks like a miserable. I mean, I go, what are you doing? What is what? Like, what? I mean, you've never smiled before. And here's my piece of advice. And I got this from the masters, Gary Parsons and Keith Cavaius. I've worked with them a ton. I've been very fortunate to be in a boat, spend a lot of time in a boat with those guys. Nice. And they get it. They get marketing, advertising. They understand, the fishing industry and the business of fishing, and, the importance of still photography and video, and to convey a message. And I saw this very early on, and I got pointers from Keith, like, sometimes if you're in a photo, someone's about to take your photo, or it's hard to just smile, to have a good smile. Sometimes it's just like, he basically would laugh. So think of something funny and just laugh while that picture is being taken. Exactly. And it's the most joyful picture that you can really like take, because what better moment is there when you're laughing, really, right? And so think of something, if you're having a hard time taking smiling for any photo, but particularly if you just don't think you're good at taking photos, fish photos, whatever, think of something funny and laugh. Just laugh, let it fly. And more often than not, you'll get a really great picture.
Absolutely. Well, and what's funny is when you tell somebody to smile, they feel like they're really smiling. But if they could see themselves, they're hardly smiling.
That's right.
They don't realize. And then when you make them laugh, and then all of a sudden they get this special picture that they get to see, they're like happy with that picture. They're proud of that picture. You take a shot that they normally could care less about, and then all of a sudden they get this photo that's portraying something really cool, and they're like, okay, that's a great shot,
No doubt. And the thing is, when you catch a fish, most people, like 99% of people are really excited and they're smiling. As soon as for many people, when that camera gets broken out, then it's all like, and there's people that are just not comfortable,
right,
with a camera.
Yeah.
And so, but yes, if that's like such great advice. If you can make them laugh,
yep,
you get that moment. You get that moment how great fishing is. It's captured.
Well, so, it was funny. So my first shoot with St. Croix was on the Mississippi River last year. And coming, it's about this time of year coming up. And this technique that I actually learned it from Mike Pahanic, the guy that I'm telling you about that found me and whatever. And I'm out there. And for me at the time, it was kind of stretching outside of my comfort zone to try to be this way, but I knew that's what needed to happen. And it became a laughing joke. Wait till you get in the boat with Brad, and everybody had fun, and that's what it's about, making it fun, making it natural, not making people uncomfortable. You're not going to get good photos unless you can. So that's just as important too, like you were talking about. I mean, it's being able to be a photographer. It's being able to relate to people. If you can be funny, even better. If you're a fisherman that speaks the language, that knows the angles and how to do different stuff, you know what I mean? That's another thing. Not trying to bash anybody, but there's great photographers out there that aren't fishermen that take pictures of people holding fish, and they're not that great. And why? Because they don't get it. They don't speak the language.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So when you're a fisherman first and you're out there with the camera and you're passionate and you're loving it and you're excited for this person that just caught this fish, but yet now you understand how they need to, hold the fish. What's the proper way to hold a walleye compared to a largemouth? Different things, just getting them engaged and that kind of thing, and angles. It's all about the angles.
Thanks for watching this clip from another fishing podcast. If you want to listen to the whole episode, all you got to do is click the link in the description, or to watch the full video, become a patron for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/anglinguploaded.